Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Kathy. Today is April 21st. It's a very busy day in the Idaho versus Kohberger case because a total of 4 separate items that are due per Judge Hippler's October 9th, 2024 pretrial and trial order must be filed and or served today, the 21st of April. I just did an episode of the Indie Zone podcast yesterday, the 20th. If you haven't had an opportunity to listen to it, please do. It will go down the 4 different items that the parties have to file and or serve today in conformance with the pretrial and trial order, which tells us that there is only 100 days left until voir dire in this case, which is the process of jury selection leading up to the August 11th, 2025 case in chief, where Mr. Kohberger will stand trial for the very serious first-degree felonies in this capital case that he has been charged with by the indictment that was returned by a grand jury in Latah County prior to change of venue. It always must be mentioned that Mr. Kohberger, under the eyes of the law, is considered innocent of all of these charges until or unless he is either adjudicated guilty following the case in chief, the trial of this matter, or he pleads guilty. These are constitutional protections that we have in the United States that separates us from a lot of other places in the world that I know I would not want to live in. The issue of the trial was a matter that convinced me when I decided to start the Idaho versus Kohberger podcast, which is available on multiple platforms all over the world. It's also available for you here on this YouTube channel. I knew that once I converted that podcast that I had to a true crime channel, that I could only focus on this case if I was going to focus on it at all, because of all of the unique and sometimes complex issues that have been raised in the case thus far, and that I anticipate will continue to be raised as matters get closer and closer to trial. If you haven't already had an opportunity to listen to the Idaho versus Kohberger podcast, I encourage you to do so. It is filled with approximately 600 separate episodes. Most of them are 5 minutes or less, and most of them cover one item on the docket. Episode number 1 is literally page 1 of the affidavit of probable cause, dated December 29th, 2022. And the last few episodes deal with the orders on various motions in limine when the parties went to the court. Motion application for a court order in limine prior to trial, seeking rulings mainly on evidence of a number of different matters. The docket in Idaho versus Kohberger, which I always encourage you to look at and to read the documents for yourself, has become very cumbersome. It is unsearchable. It's not real user-friendly if you want to go back, let's just say, and do some research on a topic like change of venue. All you have to do on the podcast here is go to the YouTube channel, plug in whatever search term of your choice is, like change of venue or IgG DNA or affidavit of probable cause, and it will pull up the episodes, which will provide you with a rundown and give you some key details, recommendations of what to look for in the filing, and then it'll give you the date when it was filed so you can go onto the docket and find it. And remember to find the docket. Go onto any search engine of your choice, plug in the terms, Idaho cases of interest. It will pull up the Idaho Supreme Court website where certain high-profile cases mainly are located give you the case number, it will give you the parties, and it will give you links to, number one, the case summary page, which is maintained by the clerk of court to document all the key events in the case, and then the docket itself for all of the public filings dating back to December 29th, 2022, which was the start of the case, when the affidavit of probable cause, the criminal complaint, the order of probable cause, and also the arrest warrant were all issued. Those were the first items that you'll see on the docket, and those are the first items that we cover in our podcast, all the way down through past change of venue and now up to the matters that are getting this case ready for trial. The purpose of our podcast and for this YouTube channel is the search for the truth of what happened November 13th, 2022 at 11:22 King that resulted in the loss of 4 precious young people: Madison, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. This will now conclude this episode of our presentation here, Indie Zone on YouTube. My name's Kathy. Thank you all for your support and for your attention today.